I never imagined the day my own child would look at me as if I were nothing more than an obstacle she needed to remove. Yet that morning, while sunlight spilled gently across the dining room table, my daughter, Lena, leaned forward and said with the chilling calmness of someone delivering a business memo, "Mom, it's time for you to find somewhere else to live. You can't manage this place anymore. You're just done here." Done. A lifetime of sacrifice reduced to a single indifferent word. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My husband, Harold, had been gone only 7 weeks. The house still smelled like his cologne, like the coffee he brewed every morning at 6:15 sharp. I hadn't even boxed up his slippers. But Lena didn't care about slippers. She cared about square footage, market value, and the inheritance she believed she'd earned simply by existing. She stood there beside her husband, Tristan, the man who always spoke to me like I was a child who couldn't quite grasp adulthood. They carried glossy pamphlets about senior living solutions, each brochure more depressing than the last. Bright smiles, beige walls, shuffled schedules. I tried to remain calm. "Lena, I'm still grieving. Your father and I, that's exactly why you can't stay here. This house is too much for you, and I have the legal papers to prove Dad wanted me to handle everything." The legal papers. The ones I had never seen, never signed, never heard of. Something inside me cracked. Not like a twig snapping, but like the first fracture in a dam. Quiet, yet dangerous. Within an hour, she had me packing. Within 2, Tristan was loading my bags into their SUV. Within 3, I was standing outside a budget motel with 2 suitcases, a purse, and $150 in help money she practically threw at me. The betrayal burned hotter than grief. But as I lay awake that night on a mattress that smelled faintly of bleach and regret, a memory echoed in my mind. Harold's voice, firm and unusually serious, from months before he died. "If anything ever seems off, go straight to Miles Chambers. Don't trust anyone else with my papers." Miles Chambers, Harold's longtime attorney. And in that moment, clarity cut through the fog of humiliation. Lena wasn't just heartless. She was lying. And if Harold left a warning for me, it meant he had known something I didn't. I didn't know it then, but by visiting Harold's lawyer the next morning, I was about to uncover a truth so explosive, it would flip our entire family upside down and turn me from pawn to queen. The next morning, before the sun had fully climbed above the rooftops, I boarded the bus to the city. Every bump in the road jolted my already frayed nerves, but I stayed focused on one destination, the office of Miles Chambers, Harold's attorney for nearly 20 years. When I walked into the lobby, the receptionist's eyes widened. "Mrs. Alden? Mr. Chambers has been trying to reach you for weeks." A cold ripple went down my spine. Trying to reach me? Weeks? Lena had told him I was traveling with friends to clear my mind. A lie so polished I almost admired its boldness. Miles emerged from his office the moment he heard my name. He looked older, grayer, more shaken than I expected. "Marianne, thank goodness. I was worried something terrible had happened." "Oh, something did happen," I whispered. He ushered me inside, offering a glass of water as though preparing me for impact. "Your daughter said you didn't want to attend the will reading," he explained gently. "She insisted she'd handle everything on your behalf." I stared at him, baffled. "Miles, Lena told me Harold left everything to her." He froze mid-step. To say disbelief crossed his face would be an understatement. It was more like shock turning into anger in real time. "Marianne," he said slowly, pulling a thick folder from his desk drawer, Your husband left almost everything to you. The house, the financial accounts, 70% of his estate. My breath left my body. And Lena? I whispered. She was left a sizable sum, but with conditions. He tapped the document. Her inheritance, $10 million, was placed in a trust tied to one requirement: her respectful treatment of you. My hands trembled. Respectful treatment. My daughter had thrown me out of my own home, which meant she'd unknowingly triggered the very clause meant to protect me. But Miles wasn't finished. He said, "There's more." He slid a second page forward. If she fails to treat you with dignity, that 10 million reverts entirely to you. Silence filled the room, thick, electric, heavy. Harold knew. He knew something about Lena that I refused to see. And she, in her rush to seize control, had walked directly into the trap he built with love and foresight. Miles leaned back, eyes grave. "Marianne, what your daughter did isn't just selfish. What she showed you, that forged paperwork, that's a felony." The floor seemed to tilt beneath me. Forgery, fraud, theft, all from the child I raised with bedtime stories, warm meals, and unconditional affection? I took a shaky breath, feeling something shift inside me. Not panic, not sadness, but purpose. "Miles," I said quietly, "what do we do now?" He straightened, voice firm. "Now, we take back your life." But as Miles began making calls, neither of us knew Lena's scheme was deeper and far more dangerous than forged papers. The next discovery would turn a simple fraud case into something darker and far more personal.